Exponents is a topic that grade 11s and 12s need to know very, very, very well. Now, grade 11s, you know there are different types of exponents. There's surds, rationalizing denominators, and that's what we hope to include into today's show. If not, if we don't complete it in today's show, it will then flow over into the next show. So we're going to be starting with exponents. Grade 12s might ask the question on exponents. How important is exponents for grade 12? Well, in grade 12, you guys do know that calculus is a major component. And when you are doing differentiation, you have to use your rules of exponents in order to get your original function into a straight line, to get it linear. And there again, you'll be using your rules of exponents. So without any further delay, let's get started with today's show. We're doing exponents, grade 11s and 12s. Make sure, now most of exponents will be without the use of a calculator. So put your calculators away, take out your books, take out your pens, and let's get started. I'm going to start from basic. Let's start with the rules of exponents first. Now, we know, let's put down our rules. Let's put down our rules here on the side. So let's make a nice big rule box here. Please make sure you learn these rules. Right, when you multiply, and bases are the same, we add the powers. When we divide and bases are the same, we subtract powers. And I'll explain to you, we're going to be doing some examples of each of these types of rules, and then we're going to throw you into the deep end and give you some of the most hectic ones that you possibly could see in the examination. Okay, now, before I continue here with the rules, I just want you to remember that we're always going to be using prime bases. And what are your prime numbers? 2s, 3s, and 5s. You know that prime numbers are numbers that have only two factors, 1 and itself, like the number 2. There's only two numbers that can go into 2, 1 and the number 2. The number 3, only two numbers can go into 3, 3 and itself, 3 and 1, or 1 and itself. The number 5. Now, yes, there are other prime numbers, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, but we don't go so big. The most commonly used ones will always be using prime bases. So even if a number is 4, it will become 2 squared. If the number is 9, it will be 3 squared. If the number is 16, won't be 4 squared, but it would be 2 to the power 4, because we're only going to be using 2s, 3s, and 5s. So when we multiply and bases are the same, we add powers. When we divide and bases are the same, we subtract powers. When we raise a power, to another power, we multiply powers. Any base to the power 0 is equal to 1. Any base to the power 0 is equal to 1. These rules have been drilled by your teachers in your minds from grade 8. We are now in grade 11 and 12, so these rules need to be known on your fingertips. So when we multiply, we add powers. When we divide, we subtract powers. When we raise a power to a power, we multiply powers. Any base to the power 0 is equal to 1. Something to remember, okay, with surds, I'm going to do the rules of exponents and surds in the same block of rules. With regard to surds, right, if I have the cube root of x squared, and we need to remove this, because these are important concepts. You're going to see we're going to be doing application of these rules in these problems. So if you have the cube root of x squared, what to remove the surd, what would you say? Would you say x to the power 3 over 2 or to the power 2 over 3? It's to the power 2 over 3. Guys, you take your inside power divided by your outside root. Your inside power divided by your outside root. So your power is your, let's just put an arrow there, it's your inside power divided by your outside root. It's always inside over outside, right? Inside power divided by outside root. Bye.